All right, so here we go. When last we saw our heroes, Nate the Human Ranger, Gobs the Changeling Warlock, Othokent the Lizardfolk Life Domain Cleric, Talah the Half-Orc Druid, Abraham the Human Wizard, our group of ragtag heroes were headed to the southeast to a undead temple in search of a lost ring for an old friend of theirs. Along the way, they went to settle in for the night, and upon the attempt to activate the superposition sanctuary, they were intercepted by the hot dog man once again. After a short, sweet, but decisive battle, they were released from his holding plane of existence, given another outer shell for the totem that they used to summon the superposition sanctuary, and that is where we will pick up with the group this evening. So, you guys have just finished the battle. You do have the item. You are relatively safe as far as you are aware. And what would you... Oh, and for anybody listening, we are short one Talah tonight, so I will be babysitting her character for this evening. So hopefully we get to have her rejoin us in the near future, and we get that back and going. So we'll hopefully head back to Fortune and Glory next week to finish that battle before us stateside people take a break for the Independence Day holiday, as I will be traveling. And then hopefully after that, we'll get back into whatever comes next. And hopefully we can get the full crew back together for more than 1 week at a time in the near future. But that's where we're at. So I will get our map back up for us.
Hopeful thinking.
You know what? I don't need that negativity, sir. All right, so you guys are roughly... Oh, where's my pointer? There it is. Right about and you're heading down to around this area. So, there you go. So it's evening. What else would you like?
Would you lose you, Sunscreen?
No, can you not hear me?
You turned into a robot for half a
just
second.
went robot.
Oh, how about now?
You're fine. No, you were fine afterwards. It's just for a second.
It was like for a second.
Like...
All right, so what would you like to do?
Kick the hot dog vendor's ass.
He's gone.
Or at the very least, his boss's ass.
He was never there, but yes, that's probably something you would very much
you
like
asked
to
us
do.
what we want to do.
Jesus.
I am going to wish upon the hot dog vendor a lifetime of unsteady tables.
Just those slightly off balance ones, and then like you know, it's one of those, you've got your food in front of you and you put your drink down and it slightly tilts the other way.
Yes.
And then you put your elbow on to like cut your chimichanga and it tips the other way. Oh, jeez.
It just goes tick 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 tick.
You know,
constantly.
You know, for being who I consider the nicest and most loving person of this group, there's some bite there, John, and that scares me.
How about this one? I wish upon the hot dog man that his hair forever grows inwards.
Oi!
But see, that's not so subtle though. The John stuff is just subtle. You know what?
I hope that the roof of his mouth constantly itches.
Oof.
But see, the best thing about John's is like, say he spends a week at like doing something else, and he's eating just food out of his hands, and then he gets home and he sits down, and for the first time in a week, he's had a meal at a table, and it's almost like he's forgotten about the curse, and that's when he puts his drink down in that little bitty. Oh, that would irk me so bad. Anyways, you guys are at a campsite. You've just had the battles. What would you like to do?
Abraham's seething in rage and just quietly sitting to himself with his back to the fire, staring out into the darkness.
So we agree we're not using this thing again, right?
Well, if it just leads to us getting attacked, then it's going to be a detriment more than a help.
It's only done that once, but I think that is one time too many.
Let me make this clear.
Randomly without being related to the thing.
I was about to make this clear. It was when you pulled it out and your intention was to activate it, you didn't actually activate it. So him intercepting you did not necessarily, it wasn't that did it. It was when you were about to do it. So he prevented you from going into the superposition sanctuary. It wasn't going into the superposition sanctuary that caused it.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
It's only got one use a day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So we would know if it's usable in this moment, because I believe we were taken out of time and space, and therefore nothing's really passed.
Correct.
So it could not have recharged if it had been used.
Correct.
But it's still usable.
Correct.
So you're implying we should try and use it, or?
I'm just giving you
It's
that
all out of
information.
character. It's all out of character stuff.
Oh, I thought it was in character. My bad.
New. I mean, I was asking Soundscream to clarify his points about, like, how many charges are in it. And, it's like we would know in a way that it has not been used. Therefore, we were not intercepted, or the usage of it was not the cause.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm going to bring up that.
Okay.
So the statue doesn't feel like it's been used at all.
Hmm.
You know, normally this thing feels kind of dull when I use it. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, but it doesn't. Here, feel.
I suppose. Has some magic left in it.
More or less feels like it can be triggered. And he did pull us in that one time on that plaza. I think he can just do it whenever he wants.
The gift feels a little dirty
Yeah.
after what he did to us. As if he's trying to buy our way into his good graces, and
Yeah. Well, can't we just bide our time for now and get our
Yeah.
revenge some other day?
Yeah.
hmm.
Fine by me. So, rations and oatmeal it is.
I feel like
Indeed.
sitting inside reality for the moment. I've had enough of interdimensional portals and other places and planes of existence for one day.
Oh, speaking of which, look what I can do. I
Hmm?
can't do anything in regards to that.
Do not worry, we have plenty of rations.
Oat patties it is.
Oat.
Oat patty. I actually legitimately love oat patties.
Oat Patty's my third cousin on the left-hand side of the family.
Not that one, no.
Patty. Oh my gosh.
Whatever. You've made worse
Derogatory
jokes.
term for the Scottish. Oh my goodness.
Irish?
Irish?
Yeah.
What's the Scots?
They just
You
call them
can't-
Scots. That's usually good enough.
That insults them anyways, right? You're talking to them, so they're always insulted.
Yep.
If you're going to be racist, at least do it right.
Correct.
Not being racist and being jingoist. We're both the same race. Irish and Scottish are both white. Except for the rare case exception.
Yes, I'm
All
implying
right.
that, I'm implying they're not.
So, moving on. So, you guys are going to bed down for the evening.
Yes.
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 All right. Is anybody going to keep a watch?
I'll take the early shift, I think it was.
Roscoe's gonna perch in a tree.
I'll take one of the dark shifts. I see really well in the dark.
I
Okay,
do
so
not.
who's taking the first shift?
May I?
Sure, I take the one that's closest to the dawn, so you go ahead and take the first one.
Makes sense. Your god is like a god of the dawn, right? Or the sun.
Indeed, both of those.
I'm learning.
Fandom. The
All right,
Bone
so third shift is Doc. Middle shift is Gobs. Who's taking the first shift?
Wait,
No,
you
Nate.
just put me in two.
Wait, what?
Otho's
Sir,
taking the third shift.
My brain puts Otho at I like if I was playing the campaign, I would call him Doc. So it's stuck in my brain because he's the doctor. I apologize. Othokent is taking the third shift. Gobs is taking
Second shift.
midnight shift. Who's taking first shift?
Thought Nate was.
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
Okay, I'm just getting clarification because I don't know. So, all right.
And
So-
Abe's going to fall asleep reading his special spell tome, researching for methods to prevent dimensional incursions.
Okay. All right. So let's go with Nate. Everybody's bedded down. You guys have a fire. You guys have done a couple snacks.
Yeah.
So Nate, go ahead and give me your perception check. It'd be and give me a second one. This one's for visually at disadvantage. So you don't see too much, but what you hear is normal what you would expect to hear in during a nighttime in the forest. So you can hear the night birds, you hear the crickets, things like that.
Cool.
And other than that, your watch passes without too much trouble.
Nice.
Okay. Do you wake Gobs up for hers?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Gobs, you're awoken by Nate as expected around midnight, so deepest, darkest portion of the evening.
Ooh.
And
Just like my soul. I mean, what?
you don't have one of those anymore, or did you ever?
The void ate it.
Little puppet. So go ahead and give me your perception check. Just do me one on yours. All right.
I was
Awesome.
not supposed to be with advantage. My bad.
That's fine. We'll take the first one. So yeah, nothing unusual. It's actually a pretty peaceful. You guys aren't like deep in woods. You're kind of in sparsely wooded, plainy area right now. So it's not like a dense forest. So you don't see, as you look around, I mean, you'll see some deer, maybe a wolf tracking something. Your normal nocturnal stuff, your badgers, your raccoons, maybe see a bat or two flying around. But yeah, nothing unexpected. It's all a little unexpected for you because you haven't spent a lot of time out in wilderness, right? You grew up on a floating dock out in the middle of nowhere, so all of this is a little bit weird to you. But you don't see any threats, anything unusual. No people, no nothing.
Also going to spend a lot of time just stargazing because where she lived, she had another boat on top of her a lot of the time. So open sky is unusual.
Exactly. No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Do this for me. Knowledge checks. Like, let me see a character sheet.
You can open mine if you'd like.
No.
Yeah.
All my own knowledge checks would be the same. I have no knowledge.
Yeah. I'll say this. Something that you get a little bit lost in as you look at the stars is you're not actually looking at the stars. You're more so staring at the gaps between stars, if that makes any sense.
Yes, that was very much the intention.
Yeah, and that kind of like it's relaxing to you, and you can feel it's relaxing to the arm. Go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration for that.
I already have inspiration mark, but thanks. Do we have stacking in this? We don't, right?
We'll say no,
All right.
but still, good job. It has come to the end of your end of your watch. So you can start to see the distant horizon starting to light up just a little bit.
Gonna walk over to Otho and just very gently shake his shoulder and go, Otho, the dawn is here.
Ah, beautiful.
Right.
The
Do you
most
mind
shining. Nope.
Do
Go ahead.
you mind if I take your bedroll? It's still warm.
Feel free.
Why is it cold?
I am a lizard.
Right, I'm just gonna go grab my own then. Thanks anyway.
You're welcome.
Othokent, anything special
Yes.
you'd like to do during your watch?
No, I'll keep it simple and simply enjoy the view.
Okay, go ahead and give me that perception check. Do you have dark vision or low light vision?
No.
Okay, at disadvantage then.
All right. I just have vision.
Whoa!
Wow, Jesus.
I perceive.
So, with that, something you're going to notice as the sun rises to the kind of in the direction your guys are headed. You do notice in not like anywhere near close, like on the distant horizon, you do notice a couple streams of smoke rising in the distance. But other than that, nothing. The only other thing you might notice is that Abraham fell asleep sitting up on reading his book. So he's sitting kind of cross-legged now, hunched over in a very uncomfortable position. If you want to gently lay him down and help him avoid drooling on his book, that's up to you. But he fell asleep sitting up looking through the book.
Well, I am going to readjust him, and then since his back has been strained, I'm going to put a heating pad on there to make sure it gets nice and relaxed. There we go.
Like, how do you have a heating pad in the middle of the plains?
They're like small little chemical things that...
Okay. You have a
Like that.
chemical heating pad? We'll go with it. Why not?
I am a doctor!
Okay. Damn, that's not something I'd expect a doctor to have, but go for it. I appreciate it.
Isn't it a part of a lot of first aid kits?
I mean,
I've
it
not
is.
seen them in the first aid kit.
I mean, new age cooling gels and heating packs are quite common, especially in colder climates.
That might be why we have them.
Because it can save you from, like, frostbite on the extremities and such.
Sure. So, morning rolls around, and nothing of note has happened, other than what you've seen so far. Nate, I assume that you're awake early and building up the fire to make oatmeal.
Yeah.
All right, give me that survival check.
Haha!
As you,
Oh my
you
God.
guys
Screenshot.
are on a roll. As you're kind of you go and get some extra wood, you actually find some very ripe blackberries. And your thought of, hey, this will help sweeten the oatmeal and add a little bit of extra proteins and fibers to it. This won't be a bad thing. So you find that, and you actually find a honeycomb. So you're able to not just make the oatmeal, you add blackberries, and you have some fresh raw honey to go with it as well. So with that, I need to know, I'm going to ask each person. So I know Talah would eat it. Gobs, are you eating the oatmeal?
Yes, Gobs has been eating Nate's oatmeal for the last few days.
Awesome. Othokent, are you eating the oatmeal?
Othokent does not have the heart to be rude.
Okay. So, yes. Abraham, eating the oatmeal?
I gotta stay regular.
All right. Roscoe, is he eating some oatmeal?
Roscoe's a spirit. The real Roscoe's with Lily.
I understand that. Is Spirit Roscoe eating the oatmeal?
If real spirit Roscoe wants to.
Okay. Spirit Roscoe does what you want him to do. It's an important question, though. Is he eating the oatmeal?
Ravens are omnivorous? Yes?
All right. Everybody who eats the oatmeal gets 5 temporary hit points that will last until your next long rest.
Beautiful.
Heck yeah.
Nate, stack on an inspiration as well, sir.
Ooh, thank
Hell of a
you.
roll. Good job keeping up with the oatmeal thing. I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's morning. Everybody had a good night's rest despite the fight and everything else you went through. Nothing else unusual has happened. Keep in mind you have yet to identify the additional shell that was given to you for the totem for the superposition sanctuary. So you don't know what that does yet.
Well, I will just state while we are here, I did see some smoke pillars in the distance. Though it didn't seem like any kind of roaring inferno, so I wasn't worried.
In the direction we're actually headed?
Indeed.
I mean, maybe a small village or a campfire?
Indeed. I do not expect it to be trouble, but I'd rather everyone's informed of what I noticed.
No, we're the trouble.
We are the
I hate you.
ones who knock.
We are the ones who knock. We drink your milkshake. I don't know what I'm quoting. I'm just quoting these.
There shall be blood is what you're quoting.
It was in character. The Gobx has no idea where the quotes are from. But yes, it is There Will Be Blood, which is a really good movie, I find.
Nate, give me a performance check. Nate, performance check.
Oh no. Why?
Because you're singing.
Oh no.
So Nate is singing like a childhood lullaby his mom would sing to him. It is notably off key, but he is notably enjoying himself. As you guys pack up camp.
Indeed.
So,
All right. Oh, sorry.
Just a quick one. Nate, can you cook things other than oatmeal? It's just curiosity here. Because you killed it today. You really killed it today. In a good way.
Thank you. Glad to hear it. But yeah, sure. Like stews and like braised meats and all that. Sure thing. I just like oatmeal.
Well, it's good and it's healthy, I hear.
Well, not all times of the day. You need a balance. Too much fiber is that can backfire, or should I say, make you not backfire.
It is still a great energy-filled alternative that takes a good while to digest, which makes it an excellent breakfast food.
Will
Glad you
Abraham's
think
stomach
so.
handle it? He isn't as young as he used to be.
Though he's younger than he used to be.
Fine.
Actually, yeah, he is.
The equivalent age of 35.
Oh shit, he heard us.
I thought after you were DH'd, you were still in your 40s.
He was 50. Just had a hard life, so he looked like he was 60. Acted like he was 60.
I thought he was 90.
I thought it was like 1890.
Nope.
I think we just inadvertently wounded him.
I
What
mean,
do you
that he
mean
just...
he could be one of our big brothers?
That's a very different mental image. I need to readjust.
I mean, that's actually kind of funny if when he's de-aged and equivalent age of 35, that means he's the same age as me. So, Ofa and Abraham have the same age.
I need to wrap my head around this.
I think I broke me, the player.
So so Abraham is not a liver-spotted old 80-year-old
No.
who's just the most badass grandpa ever. Because that's my mental image of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that just means he did his role playing really well then.
Hmm. I enjoyed
Good.
it.
Yeah.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
I need an adulty adult.
A
Anyways,
sensible adult.
no such thing here.
So, yes, Otho?
Well, I was just about to say that we should probably move onwards and try and get going.
Sounds like good idea, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, before we go, there's a thing I'd like to do.
No.
bum, 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 bum.
Abraham,
What? Wait. Why? You think I'm going to die?
I don't think you're going to die. But, and please do not take this wrong, amongst all of us, I do believe you're the most dangerous. Especially if we meet another spellcaster.
Well,
Yeah.
Thanks. I guess. Just processing that.
Look, I'll do what I can to get in between you, but I'm only that much goblin.
But besides, Abraham, imagine if someone tries to do something and think it's gonna work and you just stand there not giving a shit. It'd look hilarious.
Yes. Yes. Well, I don't have anything equivalent for you. Sorry to say.
It's okay. You make sure they don't blow us up with all your counter spelling, which is beautiful. That's plenty for me.
I don't like it when little shits try to pull some crap on me when I'm around. Little uppity spellcasters.
I need to learn that trick someday.
Counterspell? Oh, it's easy. How strong of a spell can you cast? Oh, that might be a problem then.
No, I can cast spells, but
We'll talk about this later.
So, Nate, while they're having that conversation, as you start to look in the general direction you were going, you can now see the smoke tendrils reaching into the sky at a distance. Give me a survival check, if you would, please. So, there's two things you can glean with this. Number one, those smoke trails are about a day's journey out from you. Based off of how far they are, how far they're drifting into the sky, the angle and everything, and you guys are about 6 days out still from where you're headed. So that tells you two things. Number one, whatever the smoke is, it's not coming from your intended destination. And number two, it'd take you about a day to get to where those smoke trails are.
Okay.
So yeah, it is
Passing
not.
on the
You're
knowledge.
nowhere near close enough to the Tomb Whisper Hills to where if they were on fire or had been on fire, that you would be able to see the smoke.
Yep. Passing on the knowledge.
I'm worse at judging distances than I remember. Nah, it's fine.
I was looking up something about ravens. I've been working on Roscoe. Specifically how far they can see, because they're not exactly hawks.
you're not exactly a hawk.
Okay.
I was going to see how far I could send Roscoe up to scout around and what he would need to, how far he could see.
Say that again.
I was going to send Roscoe up and around to scout and maybe try to identify from a distance what that fire is, if it's like an entire town on fire, or if it's just like a large bonfire or something like that. I don't know how far a raven can see.
I think it just has normal vision.
Yeah, well, I'll do it anyways. I'll see to send him up in a big wide circle and send him off that direction. If he can't see anything after a certain, couple miles, he'll come back.
How far can your familiar get away from you? Is there a limit on that?
I don't think there's a limit. Double check. I just can't use any. I can't see through its eyes if it's not within 100 feet of me, and I can't cast spells through it, deliver touch attacks, unless it's 100 feet in me. But I don't think there's a limit how far it can be from me.
Okay. Are you guys going to wait here for Roscoe to go do the scouting thing and then come back? Or are you guys going to start walking? And if you're going to start walking, which direction are you headed?
I mean, I'd say we should probably still walk towards the smoke. That is, as far as I understand, in our direct line of travel, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's sort of in the same direction. So we'll just head in that general direction, and Roscoe will find me. I would figure.
To avoid possible trouble and walk around, or go straight.
I'd say just straight for now until we see what it is. If we need to avoid it, then we can avoid it. It's not like it's a sniper set up ready to shoot us on sight or something, right?
Yeah, totally.
That's Roscoe shot out of the sky.
Sure. So you guys begin to walk in that general direction. About an hour into the walking, you start to come across game trails, which start to consolidate into kind of a dirt path and into like a wider and wider path as you realize that you've kind of found the tributaries into a road that is leading in that direction. It takes about 2 hours in total for Roscoe to fly there, look around, and then fly back. When he comes back, that is not accurate representation of the distance. It's not just 12 feet for whoever was measuring. But whenever he comes back, Abraham, he tells you what he could see is it looks like it's a village. That several of the buildings have been burned to the ground.
The burned out village. That's the smoke.
So what you're seeing is the rubble that's still smoldering.
Well, let's go there, I guess. See if we can help anyone.
At least we can see what's going on. Maybe the Tomb Whisper Hills aren't exactly peaceful as we might have hoped. And knowing what we know from finding out what we can from that village may help us.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
I believe the group is going towards the smoke in the village.
Okay. All right. It's going to take you guys most of the rest of the day to get there. Is there anything you'd like to do on your way to the village?
Any out of the ordinary markings?
Not that he could see. He didn't land. He saw what he saw and came back. I thought you were asking if there were any markings at the site. If you're asking something else, I was confused.
Or just as we're moving along?
Oh, okay.
Give me a survival check just in general. So, with where you grew up, you can tell as you look around there, it's lots and lots of farmland around. You can tell that there's been a recent harvest, just because everything looks like it's been freshly cut. You're not seeing much in the way of livestock. You see a few houses, farmhouses as you come through, but whenever you take a good long look at them, you don't see anybody moving around at those farmhouses. You see doors that are opened. You see stuff kind of strewn out and kind of a chaotic, as if as you pass one of them that's close enough to the road, you can kind of see that it's been ransacked a little bit. Doors off of its hinges, things like that.
Who would do this?
I suppose a kind of brigand, mostly.
Yeah.
Considering the state.
Yeah, I mean, I get robbing the place, but why then burn and kill everyone? Well, to be fair, we haven't have we seen any bodies, or is it just buildings?
You haven't seen any bodies.
Okay.
You've yet to see anything living.
Okay, in that case, just correct you. Then why burn it down instead of the whole body? Kill everyone.
I don't know. I suppose it could be a spur of the moment thing, like, oh, we're already rampaging and being very, very rude. Let's burn things as well.
I would like everybody to give me perception checks as you guys get closer to the town.
I just took a look at my items. I actually am supposed to have advantage on perception checks because of my shield.
That second one was Roscoe, and it should have been advantage. Don't know how that got turned on.
Okay. Because I have a sentinel shield.
Advantage toggle wasn't turned on. There we go.
Othokent is the only person who notices this. You guys are probably about 2 miles out. Again, as you've started to get closer, you can start to smell the burnt wood and all of that. You can see the smoke much more clearly. Othokent, you do notice in a kind of a hedgerow, you notice a halfling wearing a dark green cloak, carrying a bow, who sees you, and as soon as you kind of lock eyes, he bolts and he's taking off towards the village. He's moving very quickly.
I spotted a green-cloaked halfling that when he saw me, he bolted towards the village.
Well, either he's one of
the
Either he's one of the people who did this, or he's one of the villagers who's likely not too fond of strangers right now.
Did he seem scared, or was he surprised?
Well, the second I locked eyes with him, he just ran. I didn't manage to get a good read on his face. But he was wielding a bow, so it might be some kind of real scout.
Hopefully not the bandits.
Abraham prepares spells in his mind. He's on guard now, expecting an ambush.
I'll need to go AFK for a sec to get my dinner out of the oven.
Sure. Anything?
If he's doing that, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Gotta pee real bad.
Okay. So as you guys are getting to the edge of the village, is there anything else anybody else would like to do as you start to move this way?
Are we gonna continue just going along the road or like the path and be overt, or do we want to sneak in at this point?
I'd say we have been spotted, but we could try and, get a bit sneaky with it. Get sneaky with it. Nah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible. Just wanted to ask.
It's not a bad idea. I do support it.
Mr. Grissom, what do you think?
He went to the
He went to the
bathroom.
bathroom.
And Otho's also AFK to get.
Oh,
it's
so
just-
what do you think? I see. Well, how
Nissa,
about you,
what-
Talah?
Yeah, Talah, what do you think?
Nissa, Jesus.
Nissa, what do you think?
Hulk smash.
Nissa smash, yes, she does.
She tried. Never got a piece of that Maitland ass.
I mean, time's not too late for that, depending on how open-minded her current girlfriend or wife is.
Yeah, I have a feeling Magellan A wouldn't be willing to do that, and C, Magellan's wife definitely would not be into it.
Katarina isn't the problem.
Katarina, probably not the issue.
Yeah, no, it's Maitland and his spouse.
Fair enough. His
Anyway.
spouse was the half-elf artist, right?
She was a gnome.
She was a gnome. My bad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was either a gnome or a
clearly
halfling.
Nissa
I'd have to
wasn't
look.
good enough.
You
A
know,
gnomeling.
Magellan, I'd be down for this, so long as I get to draw you. I think
That fine piece of ass needs to be immortalized.
that belongs in a museum. He's not even in the party anymore, and we're still doing it.
I just love how his butt became that big of a thing.
Phrasing.
I know what I said. That is some cake.
I think we're gonna wait with a call until at least one of the others are back, so someone else gets to weigh in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm down for stealth. You're down for stealth.
Yeah.
And it won't do us no good if we're like stealth. Meanwhile, Abraham, I'd like to cast Fireball.
Stealthy.
I'd like to still and silent cast Fireball. I mean, the ball would still like travel, right?
Hmm.
As in from the caster to the location where it blows up. Or would it just appear?
A fireball?
Yeah.
It travels as the small red bead and then detonates upon its location.
And even if you still unsilent cast it, it'll still make the exploding noise on impact.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Ah, Marvin.
Sorry about that, guys. Got a bit of an upset stomach.
It's all good.
Oh, it's all good.
Perfectly all right.
They are having the debate on whether we should, whether you guys should move in silently or should just walk in.
Do we walk in the main road, or do we try and stealth it?
Sorry about that. Roommate was talking to me.
All right, so are you guys going in the main road, or are you stealthing in?
I have an answer for this. Who's the quietest amongst us?
Probably Nate.
Nate, come here.
I'm fairly decent, but also I do know how to cast Pass Without a Trace. That's kind of what I asked.
Well, do you want to be invisible?
Oh, well, sure, we could do that if you want me to go scout.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to trust your own skills.
All right, that sounds fine. Then you can stay at a safe distance.
Okay.
And Nate is gonna get off the horse.
So that's a yes to invisibility?
Yes.
And Nate gets off his horse. Now, come here. Places his hand upon you and you just vanish. You have 1 minute. Go.
And Nate zooms off.
All right, so you're going to sneak into the town, kind of scout things out. Is that the plan?
Yep.
That's greater
He is a
invisibility.
speedy boy.
Okay, and that lasts for an hour, correct?
1 minute.
No, 1 minute.
1 minute.
But it doesn't break
Okay.
on attacking.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants to. He can open doors.
It's
He
just
can.
a quick in and out.
Okay, so
Right now, Nate could go all Assassin's Creed on them.
all right, so Nate, you're coming as you come into the town. In front of you, you kind of see a market square, and then there are buildings to your left. Explain to me what you're looking at, what you're looking for. What are you doing as you start to enter the town?
So I am quickly scanning for activity and this person that Othokent saw, whether or not we are going to be ambushed or the like, or if they're just wary villagers,
Okay.
or indeed the raiders.
Gotcha. So as you come in, the first thing I will say that you notice is to the left, down the first road, you see a barn. You see a building that was burned, or you see two different buildings that had been burned. You also see a group of in front of you to your left. So that's to your direct left, right? In front of you to the left, there are residential houses. And once again, there's a couple of those that are just, ash and just, smoldering embers. And so that's what you can see from your current position. So you see kind of a market square in front of you. And then you've got the barn, which is intact. Two buildings past the barn that have been burned. You see houses in front of you that are, some of them are destroyed, some of them aren't. All of them, like you will also notice, like every door that you can see is shut. Every window has its shades drawn. And I'll let you decide what you do from there.
Like they're windows, right?
Yes, they've got the shutters closed. All the ones that you can see.
Okay, so there's no one able to peek in or out. From what I can see.
They would have to like move curtains or blinds or shutters to peek out.
Yeah. Like mainly I'm just looking to see if we are going to be met with hostility when we get in there. So if people are lying
give
in
me a
ambush.
Give me a perception check. You see no one.
No one, not even the halfling.
At your current location, you see nobody.
And I went in the direction that guy was running.
Yeah, he ran. I mean, you didn't see him, but he ran through a field and into where in near where the building started. So he took off running into the village. So he was far enough ahead that, like, you don't know exactly where he went, other than everything tells you he went somewhere into the village.
Yeah, okay. Huh. Uh,
Okay, I don't know what that means.
I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Because this doesn't really say much other than seems abandoned, but might not be. Can I take like a rock and throw it into the square
Sure.
just to see if there's any reaction anywhere?
Okay. You successfully chunk a rock into it. It bounces a couple times and hits kind of there's like a cart out, like a vegetable cart with no veggies out on it. And it hits that and makes kind of a noise.
Yeah.
And nothing really happens.
Okay. Well, I've spent enough time, so I better head back.
Okay. About halfway on the way back, the invisibility drops.
Yep. Gonna sneak the rest.
Okay. Give me that stealth check.
And you receive 48 warning shots in the back.
All right. Yep. I'd say probably about a total of like 3 minutes pass, and before sneaking up out of the grasses comes Nate. Very stealthily. Very impressive.
So, everything looks quite abandoned, closed off, or burned. No sign of that halfling guy. And no activity whatsoever, seemingly. Didn't really have time to check out any of the houses, but from what I can tell, it doesn't look like an ambush. I don't know.
Did you see anyone inside houses or so?
I didn't really have time to check inside the houses. All the doors were closed and the blinds were shut. Blinders were shut.
So
It's hard to tell. So no reaction from me trying to make noise in there. So
Was the tavern still standing?
was it?
You didn't see a tavern, but you also just barely got into the fringe of the village.
Oh well, I was at the edge. Okay. Yeah, okay.
I'm tired of this. Not all of us can sneak like you can. If we're gonna go in there, we're gonna go in there. If there's any survivors, there's gonna be wary of outsiders.
And if there are remaining bandits, I guess we just kill them.
If anybody hostile to us, definitely kill them.
At the very least, we know there's someone around. So just stay on your toes.
Alright. Well, let me take the lead then.
Follow up behind.
Just maybe
Okay.
be like 20-ish feet behind me. in case someone decides to shoot me, so you can still duck behind cover.
I'll just shoot them back. How about that?
All right.
Just the answer I expected.
I'm preparing a special fireball in my mind.
A special fireball.
It's not going to be fireball. It's going to be something else ball.
It's
All right.
cinnamon scented.
So, as you guys are slow walking into the village, I do want another round of perception checks.
Wow.
20.
Were we doing passive perceptions or not?
Even with your passive, you wouldn't hit the check.
Yeah, no. Just I couldn't remember.
Soundscream likes regular perception checks.
I do. So
For the perception.
the only one who notices them is Roscoe. So Roscoe's back up in the air. You do get a message that he sees the halfling, and the halfling quickly dashes into a building that looks like a town hall. So the way this village is laid out, since you've got Roscoe up now, is straight in front of you is kind of the market that's on the edge of the town. There's a north and a south barn. A north and on the south side you can see a granary and then a big storage barn. So you can assume there was a granary and a storage barn on the north side. Those have both been burned. Down kind of the center strip so that there's a north side that had a barn. Or here, I'll just do this. This will make it easier. I'll put this in here for you guys. So that's the layout.
Oh, it's in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's kind of the layout. So you've got the market square, then you've got the well, the town hall. He saw the elf or the halfling jump through the front door of the town hall. So he's in the town hall building. He's not seeing anybody else moving on any of the other ones. So these top three, that granary and storage on the top, on that north side of that map, those are burned. There's some of those residential houses are burned, and some on the south side are burned. The southern barn, granary, and storage are intact.
Well, I can think of a way to approach this. We just walk in and yell out, "Hello, anyone here? We're travelers. We're just passing through." How about that?
Well, that'll certainly get people's attention.
Yeah, and that way they can decide if they want to do shit about it or not.
Then we'll be surrounded on all sides.
I mean, if we're just walking in like we are now, we're going to be surrounded on all sides either way if they decide to jump us. Bandits don't exactly fight fair.
And I don't tend to fight clean either. Let's just go. Get this over with. So we motions for somebody to take the lead.
Yeah, I take the lead.
Follow behind.
And where are we headed?
I mean, we're basically just walking through.
Okay.
I don't. But as we're walking, as we start seeing the sort of closed buildings that are not burnt,
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point, Gobx is gonna start the whole calling out like, "Hello, anyone here? We're just passing through. Don't want no trouble with anyone."
Okay. As you get to the market square, by the well, there is an older man, and Roscoe would have told you he saw this. An older gentleman walked out of the town hall. So this one's a human. It is not the halfling. And he walked over, and he's kind of leaning on a cane a little bit. and he's got a bandage across his head that does have some blood on it, and he is standing by the well by the time you guys get to that part.
Sir, are you all right?
To be frank, traveler, no, we are not, and I apologize. Normally, our little homestead here is a little bit more greeting of strangers, but sadly, we recently had some troubles. I apologize for us not being more friendly, but we're a bit skittish of strangers.
Perfectly understandable. We're a bit skittish ourselves, a bit worried about getting needles in our back, or arrows, or whatever.
Well, sadly, you don't have to worry about that from us because we don't have anybody like that.
So, halfling, green cloak, bow and arrow, not yours?
Oh, no, that's Finnan. He's a local hunter, so he'd been keeping an eye out in case the Red Hand came back.
All right. We're not here to harm anyone. We really aren't.
You seem fairly well equipped for
Well,
just
yeah.
random travelers. What business do you have in this part of the world?
Well, we're more or less just passing through. Where we're headed, we're likely going to be using these.
Nate, you've got a really good read on this guy. He's got a very honest face. He is being truthful as far as you can tell.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, sadly, we don't have anything to offer for sale or anything. The bandits came through 2 days ago and attacked and took most of what we had, and then took some of the ladies and some of the young boys to press gang them into service, I suppose.
He's going to be saying under breath. He just had to say that, didn't he? Right.
Press gang? You mean pirates?
Along those lines, there's a roaming band of bandits who go around, and they've been attacking several of the other villages, and apparently they're taking the goods and sending them to that army that's up by the city. So, 3 weeks ago, they leveled Oakenshire to the ground, and Sun Hollow's gone, and we took in some of their survivors. Everybody's been coming here, but we're about the last place that's left, and there's not much of us left, sadly. Talah elbows Pip. He goes, "We've got to help them, Pip." Do you have any? Do you still have people that are hurt, or is there anybody here that's wounded? Yes, several of the men tried to fight back, but farmers are no good against trained fighters, and we lost several. But there are some that are still wounded and hurt. They're in the barn on the south side of the city, or of the village.
I'm going to look towards Otho. Do you want to help these people as well?
Worry not. I'm a doctor.
I'm going to insight check this guy myself.
Okay. Seems pretty truthful.
Mm-hmm.
So we I'm sorry, but we don't have any way to pay you for your services.
We'll take it from them, the bandits. Where are they camped?
They have an encampment about 2 days to the west.
Is there a time limit on our current job? I don't think there is.
There's not, is there?
No.
Didn't think so.
No, not that you're aware of.
Who's up for a detour?
Otho.
It's all good.
This
Yes.
is Talah speaking. Why don't you and everyone else go deal with them, and I'll help the people. I can heal. I'll go take care of them and help them get back on their feet. If these bandits are as bad as they say, then at least Gobs and probably Nate is going to need your help staying on their feet.
Well, I do suppose that's true. All right, fine.
And you can start to see the windows are starting to open up a little bit, and people are peeking out now that they see a conversation. You can see the halfling. He's walked up at this point next to the city leader, the town elder. You can start to see like older moms peeking out. But like they took most of the women and some of the young boys who could still be shaped the way they want them to, I suppose. Anything you can do could be helpful. The halfling goes, I can take you and point you in the right direction of where their camp is.
That's all we need.
But, yeah, so you can start to see people come out, and Talah goes, "Hey, can you take me to the people that are hurt? Let's take care of them first." And so Talah, you see, it would be a late 40s, early 50s human woman comes out and motions to Talah, and they kind of not like running to the barn, but they're fast walking to the barn where they've got all the injured.
Hey, I want to help too.
Go save the other ones, Pip. I'll deal with this.
I can't leave you here.
I'll be fine, Pip. Go take care of Abraham. You know he can't defend himself.
The hell, what do you say?
And she smirks and she runs off.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Well,
if you guys aren't too tired, let's get going. And the
Plenty
halfling
well
kind of
rested.
walks past you guys and starts walking. He's walking due west. He walks in between some of the buildings around the market and just starts heading out that way.
Gonna follow this guy. So, Red Hand Bandits, they're demons, right? Devils? Fiends?
The army camped outside of the south side of the city of Gilgamesh is the band of the Red Hand. And the pirates that you guys ran into also mentioned that they were gathering supplies for that army. So, how much longer are you guys going to travel? Because now you're going, kind of. This is a little bit more like brush and rougher going than what you guys have been dealing with. As you guys head off to the east, it would have been late afternoon. When you guys were, got to the village, and now you guys are set off to the east. How much longer are you going to travel this evening before making camp?
Well, it's 2 days travel, so. And let's see, we try to. I'd say until nightfall.
Okay.
Until it starts getting dark.
Alrighty. It starts to get dark, and you guys are going to make camp.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, go ahead and give me a survival check to find a good camp spot. Okay, you find a decent one. It's just kind of a little clearing. It's nothing fancy. As you guys begin to break down your packs, the halfling. Oh, and you guys would have had to leave your horses because you're going into rough terrain. The halfling is all
I
right.
did warn them about the attitude of one of the horses.
Well, they've got Talah. Talah can take care of all that. So,
You could just not feed him. That would be great.
the halfling, he goes, all right, well, while you guys get all this set up, I'll go get us some food. And he disappears into the brush to go hunting.
inside.
Seems like he's going to disappear into the brush and go hunting.
Okay. Nate is on edge.
Something's about to get thunderballed.
Thunderball?
Yeah, fireball with thunder damage. Thunderball.
Ah! I always call that
Awesome.
thunder strike, like, big old.
So, as is there anything special you guys would like to do? Any conversations you'd like to have while you're setting up camp? Anything you'd like to do specifically?
Probably just once you return asks, just ask how bad is it? How many people?
He comes back and he brings a deer, which he's already cleaned. And he goes, by the way, any of you know how to cook? I can
Nate,
catch him and
sure.
clean him. Which one of you is Nate?
Point.
Me.
Ah, okay. Well, here you go. And he hands you the deer.
The big and sexy man over there.
And so to answer your question, it's pretty bad. There's at least 14 dead. Couple of them women, couple of them kids. They came in about 3 days ago. We just finished the wheat harvest, and we'd already done the first run of grist through the mill, and they came in and they took everything. They took people, they took the food, they took the wagons, they took animals. So we don't have weapons. I mean, I'm about the only person with anything, and what's one bow going to do against 20 guys with swords and crossbows, right?
I know. Don't blame yourself, okay?
Oh, I don't, but I also know that I'm outclassed here. Probably about noon tomorrow, we'll get close to the rocky portion of stuff, and I'll point out where their little hideout is, and then you guys are on your own from there.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's probably a good idea if you hang back in case things go south.
Well, thankfully I can disappear pretty easily, but
Yeah.
But yeah.
And so they took prisoners. How many are we looking to get out?
There's about 15 women, maybe 16. I didn't see the Oaken Shades. I didn't see the Sun Whispers. So I don't know. It could be more, probably. And I think there were about maybe 6 or 7 boys, like that are 6, 8, 10. Just starting school age that they took as well.
All right, so getting them out quietly sounds out of the question. Well, I guess we'll just carve a path for them then.
Well, I hope you're as good as you guys seem to be equipped, because there's a lot of them.
So
It's going to be a whole lot less.
What are they? Like, are they demons, people? What sort of equipment are we talking?
No, they're people, mostly humans, maybe a couple elves, a couple dwarfs. Swords, crossbows, your normal thugs.
Do you see any spells?
No, didn't see anything magic like that. They even just used torches to set the barn on fire once they took all the goods out of it.
Did they mention anybody by name when they're raiding, like their leader, and proclaim the victory to him or something?
No, nothing like that. There was one bigger guy. I think he was a half orc who seemed to be giving all the orders.
right. So cut him down, demoralize the rest.
Hey, I'm not a fighter, man. I just hunt deer and rabbits and stuff like that. So sell the hide, sell the meat.
Oh, none of us are trained soldiers either. Well, except Nate, I think.
Wait, what? I'm not a soldier.
You're not? I always pinned you as like a city guard kind of guy.
Like, I kind of doubled as that, but not really. Like, there wasn't much of a need. Like, I'm more of a like. Well, I wouldn't say hunter per se. That wouldn't be fair towards our good friend here. But like, yeah, just wildlife guy. Wait, you
Um,
thought I was a soldier?
I figured like a city guard, or at the very least a bodyguard type. You know, given.
Well, I am
And she just.
Talah's bodyguard.
Yeah, that's kind of a soldiery thing, at least in my mind.
So, Nate, what are you going to make from the deer? Are you going to make steaks? Are you going to make stew? Are you going to make spaghetti? What are you making?
Make the deer into spaghetti.
I want deer noodles.
You've never had venison spaghetti before?
I was just wondering where we're going to get the wheat
From the bandits.
deer.
from the deer. Oh,
He's been
I
eating
need
grass.
help.
There's going to be some in his stomach.
go ahead, Nate.
I need help from the deer chef.
I forgot about that.
So venison tenderloin something.
Okay. All right. Give me that survival check. Let's see how you do.
Guidance.
Whedon's. I want to use my inspiration because fuck that.
Go
Oh,
for it.
does helping not do anything?
But helping.
Explain to me how Gobs is going to help him.
Like
He's gonna-
holding things, helping, cutting.
How are you going to
cutting off things that needs to go into the pot while he's watching pods, stuff like that?
So yes, I will say a 15. It's good enough. You're able to get some nice venison steaks out of that, including the tenderloin and the fillet. And you're able to cook them very, very well, and serve a
So
decent
18.
meal. Very good. Excellent. All right. So before everybody beds down, anything anybody else would like to do?
Yes. Ape, while I remember this, we got this thing from the sausage guy. We're carrying it, and I just want to know what it does in case this thing's about to blow up or something. Ape?
Abraham.
Abrahamski?
Are we supposed to pull that out in front of strangers?
I mean, don't think it really matters.
I don't know. Someone kidnapped Cyntari.
What's up?
Abraham?
I keep getting interrupted by my own cats,
Oh.
forcing me to get up from my terror to chase them off from bullshit.
Gobx has approached you with the blue slot shell we got from the sausage guy last time. I just gone, hey, do you mind finding out what this thing does, just in case it's dangerous to us?
He's fine. I'll ritual cast to identify.
Okay.
I imagine it's a dimensional key of some kind.
There you go.
Where did...
I sent it
He
to
sent
him
it to me.
directly because he's the one who identified it. If you're going to share that information with everybody, I'll post it in the other channel as well.
It's not so much a dimensional key as it is a
Meow.
all right.
Charlotte, is that the old woman or is that the young woman?
Who? What?
Which
Looking at
cat
this-
was being loud? It was Princess, I bet.
No, that's Michelangelo. That's
Oh,
the
is
great
Mikey?
boy. That's Mikey. Yeah, he's begging for me to get up and go to the next room and play with him. He's just begging for attention. And when he gets that way, he's incessant.
Dad, playtime.
So anyways, it's not so much a dimensional key as it is an expansion to the dimensional portal portions of this quantum superposition sanctuary. Well, in a way, it could be a key that it unlocks it or just helps it build out further. It's got stuff in there that you will all enjoy. Just go ahead and throw it in the damn statue with the first one and it should work.
Yeah, so the original statue goes inside this one, like a Russian nesting doll.
Oh, I thought that this was the smaller one that goes inside the first one.
Mm-mm. This is the bigger one that the first one goes into.
Ah, okay.
Alright then. Got that settled. And this replaces the old effect, which only lasted like an hour, right?
Correct. So the other one gave you an hour in there that with no time passing. This changes it to where you can stay in there for 12 hours.
You went all robot-y.
So it replaces the other functionality.
Okay.
So just note with this one, unlike the original one, time passes normally while you're in it.
So basically, this gives us a perfect place to hide. Well, I say perfect. It gives us a place to hide where that sausage guy is likely watching over us.
The sausage guy can wash my sausage. Piece of crap.
I swear if I ever look out the window and see a giant version of the sausage guy standing there looking in. I mean, we saw how small we were in his fridge. For all we know, this is a dollhouse he has on his table.
He's a weird man to have sentient food that he just eats whenever he wants.
Yeah, that would be... Also, wasn't all of it, like, rotten?
Some of it.
Meanwhile, the halfling sitting there staring at us, mouth full of venison. What?
Yeah, I don't know what any of you guys are talking about. I'll go take watch. And he steps out of the firelight and scurries up a tree.
Alright.
You want a oatmeal patty to go?
I'm good.
Okay.
May I have his?
Okay.
Mouth opens like a trash can lid. Grah.
Anything else you guys would like to do that evening?
I don't think there's a lot else needed.
And he's going to go ahead and take all the watches. So he's used to running on short sleep. So evening passes without much of an issue. Everybody gets a good meal in. Next morning comes around. I'll just say breakfast happens like normal. You did save some of the venison to make venison bacon. So you cook some of that up with everything. Again, because you rolled a nat 20, I'm going to do it again. Everybody who eats the breakfast gets 5 temporary hit points. To piggyback off of the nat 20 from the day before and the good roll for the venison the night before. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. So you guys continue to cut cross country. And you can start to see kind of some stony outcroppings up in the direction you're heading. About noon that day, he stops at a clearing and goes, "All right, Nate, you see just to the left of that outcropping there's they've built kind of a fort there." And it's there. It's about probably 3 hours more walking from here. Should get you right there.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna disappear for a bit. I'm not really sure whether I'm gonna go back to town or whether I'm just gonna head back north to my folks. They've got a place out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe I'll go hang out there for a couple weeks. But good luck to you. Hopefully you get everybody back and don't die.
If you decide to go up north, is there to your folks? I mean, is there a message you want to give to the villages?
Not really. I come in and out of town based off of where I've been hunting and what I've been catching.
Okay. I thought you might have gained some friends there or something. You might want to say proper goodbye. No?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it though.
Or any one of those bandits whose guts you want an extra knife in?
No, I got there. I got there the day after they'd hit everything. So, and again, I just kind of roamed this general area, following the herds, following the prey. So, good luck to you guys.
Just saying we take commissions.
Yeah, believe it or not, hunting and living off the land doesn't pay that well. But I also don't owe anybody anything, so.
Fair enough.
Have a good one. Do you really try to give him a big hug?
Yes.
He will
big
not.
Bear hug.
No.
Oh, yes.
Is that what he's saying as he's being chased?
Yes, he is. He is like, no, you stop.
Nate.
Stop that. He actually pulls a skinny knife. He's like,
Nate.
ease up.
One.
I'm not that kind of woodsman. Jeez. He puts the skinny knife back into his on his belt and skips through a bush and disappears into the brush.
Hey, you need to be more in tune with your sexuality. Less afraid.
What?
Everyone's confused.
Otho finally looking up from his breakfast. What?
All right. So yeah, you guys are about 2 hours walk out from the bandit encampment.
All right. So how do we want to do this? Shock and awe?
Oh yes.
I mean, I can cast Pass Without a Trace so we can get right close. And then shock and awe?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Real shock trooper moves. Get right up in their faces and then blow everything up, except the prisoners. Don't blow them up.
How long does Pass Without a Trace last?
An hour.
An hour? Okay. All right. So, I assume you guys are going to proceed in the general direction he pointed you?
Yeah.
All right.
Roscoe's going to go up and scout ahead of us.
Okay. So, go ahead and mark off that Pass Without a Trace, which I'll say you use as you start to get close enough to. And
yeah,
I will move us to here. Okay. So, since this is going to be difficult, let me do it this way. Since I'm gonna, so put your guys somewhere up there in that the north eastern corner. Go ahead and drop your tokens on there. And since we had good old Roscoe flying over doing some scouting, I'm going to reveal some things.
Oh, it's the Defias bandits.
Mm-hmm. It's the Crimson Shroud.
I really hope they drop that mask.
You're not a rogue
It only
again,
has
wear it.
5.6%.
I can take a level in for it. You're right, though. Also, the stat bonuses are bad.
So,
Well, it's just a cosmetic. Does look that.
I mean, it gives +5 agility. What even is agility?
I think it's another word for acrobatics?
Hey man, I'm just here for the pet.
all right, I'm going to do some revealing here. This is going to take me a second.
Yep.
Oh
Oh,
my.
so revealing.
Oh my.
I like where this is going.
Wah, wah, wah.
Bunch of nerds.
You know it, baby. You love it.
Otherwise, you
Okay.
wouldn't have stuck around for so long. I think. I hope.
So there's a series of tents over here that I'm not showing you what's inside of it.
Nate.
What?
He keeps pinging that top sliver that you missed to be annoying.
Well, it's because this new reveal tool they did's obnoxious.
This one here?
No. But that too. Thanks for pointing it out.
Will behave.
Oh my word, I know that's not revealed yet. I haven't gotten down there yet.
Those have to be tents that have their interior exposed.
Yes,
Okay.
they are.
It makes sense that Roscoe wouldn't have been able to see inside the tents.
Yes.
That is correct.
Unless he takes a few levels in Warlock. And gets the X-ray vision ability.
My vision's been augmented.
Nanomachine, son.
Nanomachines.
Should I be in front of Abram or?
Yeah,
Wait,
there.
I'll
You can
just move over there.
I was about to say, if I can stand there, you can just stand like there. But that also works.
So all of this is uphill.
Yes, it would appear so.
terrain? Oh no, you're right. There's a cliff there. Yeah, it's up.
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe does have X-ray vision.
I don't think he meant to do that, but we'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
What did I not mean to do?
Reveal the inside of that cave.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll pretend we saw nothing.
But it's too late. I've seen everything.
We have seen that there's a brassiere. The thingies where you put fiery stuff in it to light an area. For real, how's that pronounced?
A brazier.
I was wrong on all accounts.
Yes.
Brazier.
Brazier is a bit different.
Brazier is a bra.
I mean, it does hold something hot, I guess.
Sometimes it depends on the woman.
And sometimes
No,
it just holds something sad.
Sometimes it's made of lies.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes it contains men's hopes and dreams.
Sometimes it contains men's tits.
Yeah.
I'm on, you stupid tool. Do what I want you to do.
I don't need to be called that. Jesus.
Yes, you do.
It's a bit harsh to call Cyntari that, don't you think, Soundscream?
No.
It's a good band, though.
Really,
Hey,
now.
it's harsh to call him that when it's not accurate.
I'm as tool-like as I am. I'm most a hoe.
Why are you pinging that same spot over and over again?
Because it's got a dark spot right there. He's trying to annoy you.
No, it doesn't.
Not anymore, it doesn't.
That one does.
One of these days you're gonna start taking
Hey,
damage.
you forgot
for
this one. You
everything.
forgot this one over here. No, this is a legitimate one down here, Nate.
Yeah.
So I'm relaying to them. There's up that cliff, up that path on top of that cliff. There's stables on the left, on the right, and on the left there's going to be some tents behind a wall and several buildings. And one of them seems to be built out of the cliff face of the greater mountain in front of us. Is that a mountain? We're looking at like a foothill.
Foothill.
Coming out of the foothills themselves.
Huh.
4 buildings, and one of them stuck into the rocks of the foothills.
And I will tell you, Roscoe, that the guy who's standing out by the log pile, he is a larger half orc. That guy, yep.
Okay.
I will tell you, you have currently made it to that point, and you are not detected as of yet.
Oh, we're not rolling.
You guys are not in initiative yet because you have not been detected yet nor started combat yet.
No, I meant stealth, not rolling stealth.
No, I was going to let you guys get to there because you spent the spell. And I would like, we'll say Nate with advantage, but everybody give me perception checks.
I also have advantage on perception checks because I have a magic shield.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but this is more of a not can you see it, it's what you can glean from what you're seeing it thing.
Well, if that may not count for Roscoe then.
The shield just gives advantage on wisdom perception checks and initiative checks.
Yeah, so I will say, and it makes sense that Gobs would pick this up too. So you guys at this point are a little bit experienced, right? These guys don't look like a real well-regulated militia, right? These are thugs with swords. They're not the really good, like, trained battalions that you guys have been dealing with. Like, even the boat crew that you fought that one time, probably a bit more difficult to deal with than these guys would be.
So we're about to be the worst thing that's ever happened to them, and for us it's about to be Thursday.
That's kind of the impression you would get from that, yep.
How much closer do we want to get before we kick things off?
I will say, if you guys move closer from here, it's going to be perception checks on their point. Oh, and I'll say it's one of the things you guys would have passed as you came up this path. There's a clearing to the north, and that's where multiple wagons are parked with the animals. Some of them still have animals like pitched down there. But like a lot of the goods, the already kind of packed up goods from the village are already down there. So there's not really a place for it up here.
I have a ballsy ass maneuver that I want to try to pull off. So I'm gonna play this out. So, what if I sneak in there with... No, that wouldn't work. I need to use that spell upon that spell. What if one of us sneaks in there and takes down the orc? All invisible like.
I'd be down for that. Sounds fun.
Maybe if we cut off his head and present it to them, they'll all surrender.
Oh, let me do that.
Anybody else?
Well,
We'd have to go in there and back him up after it starts.
I mean, I do need to be where the most of the group is.
I can hold
mean,
on. I can hold out for a bit on my own.
I have an easy way of getting up here.
You want to get on top of the wall?
I mean, that way I can snipe.
I could put you up there. I think I'd be able to put him up there with Vortex Warp.
Well, if that is what you want to use your... Well, I thought you wanted more shock and awe.
How shocking and awing would it be that their guy got killed right behind them? They never saw it coming. And then I blow their shit up with a thunderball that shatters their walls and sends them flying.
You can make me invisible like you did with Nate. I can probably get in there. I'm quite fast on my feet.
And if you want up there, I can send you up there with my warp spell. She's saying that to Nate.
Fact. Okay, I'm not
Sure.
fast on my feet. I actually don't have dash. I have disengage
Then
and
I can
hide.
be ready to shoot whatever I see when I warp out.
Me and Otho will come up from behind. Unless you want to go up there too, Otho. Then I'll have to wait a minute between spell casts. Or a
Don't you
second.
worry. We'll bring up the rear.
Okay. So I'm going to...
So where are you going to put him?
He wants to be on top of the wall walkway where those two guys are.
Which walkway?
That one.
That one? Okay, because there's two walkways. See? There's a second one over here.
Yep. Okay. So I pulled Milla aside, cast greater invisibility on her. Go now! And then
Before you cast that, I do want to do a thing.
Okay.
Just as you start pulling her aside, I'll go, oh, just a moment. And I'm going to cast Armor of Akathis.
you ready?
Because yeah, ready. Send me in, coach.
Cast greater invisibility on her. Run! Now!
And I'm going to run as fast as my
Okay.
legs will carry.
So-
Do you want this in initiative order?
Yes, we're going to get an initiative order. So give me just a moment.
And this is where Milla dies.
Okay.
But that was easy to accept for Soundscreen.
And Gobx is born.
I am not Milla. I am Gobx.
Oh,
Now
wait.
literally an eldritch being.
Do I have this guy on the wrong layer? I do. Token layer.
I think I could do something really fucked up if I
layer.
manage to kill that half orc. So that's going to be.
am...
I'm going to do something that's going to beat out the whole severed head thing. I'm going to rip his soul out of his body and present it to them. Because that's a thing I can do.
Oh,
Crap.
Abram just ceased to be.
What? What the hell just happened?
Can you undo your death, Abraham, please?
I
Pull
hate
it
these
together,
new
you're
tools.
flickering in and out of reality.
What in the bloody hell?
Trying to add tokens to the turn order and you keep deleting them.
No, I'm trying to make sure they're on the right layer.
You need a moment?
Okay,
Ring, ring, ring.
not helping. All right, you guys should be able to roll initiative now.
Right.
Oh,
I do have
jeez.
advantage on initiative, so I'm just gonna roll twice. I'm not beating that one. Uh, 19. Did you remember to highlight your token, Nate?
Yes.
Don't see it in the turn order.
Yeah, I know. But it is highlighted, so I don't know what's going on. Guess I'll have to roll
Do you have
again.
control of your token?
Yes.
Oh, I see it.
There we go.
Did you expand the turn order down far enough? Because your 21 just got replaced with a 30.
Yeah, no, I just rolled again
Mhm.
and updated it.
Oh, I see how it went. Yeah, the way around.
Okay, and let's that way. And so in turn order, Nate is first. So they are not active yet. So when it's their turns, we're gonna skip them until combat starts. So Nate, Gobs has turned invisible. What do you want to do?
Well, as I promised Mr. Grissom, Nate is gonna hold his bow and arrow ready to shoot whenever he is warped in here somewhere.
Only to where I can see, and I think I can get you up onto that platform.
Well,
So
there
he's
is a
gonna-
spiked fencing in front of it,
So you can't go there.
so you can't. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get onto the platform because you can't actually see it.
All right.
Could he put me above?
You could. Can you not? You can cast a spell through Roscoe, can't you?
Touch spell. Oh, I can. I'll send up my. I can do my manifest mind. I can project the mind up, and then I can see.
Yep, that'll work. Okay, so you're waiting for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Gobs, your turn.
Right. I'm going to first of all just move. And then dash. And that is how far I can get in a turn. That's one of the 10 turns where I'm invisible down.
Okay, anything else you'd like to do?
No. I am planning on getting right in the face of the leader before I start doing stuff.
Okay. Othokent.
I'm only gonna do some slight repositioning.
Okay.
I'm gonna reposition over here and then wait for plan to start.
All right. Are you doing this stealthfully?
Yes.
Give me that stealth check.
Ah, come on!
So as you move through the bushes, you step on a twig, and this guy goes, "Hey, I think there's something down there."
Plus 10.
Pass without trace lasts for an hour.
How far out would you have been whenever you cast it, though?
Well, you said far enough.
You said that as we approached the camp, you would have cast it.
Yeah, I was thinking like that last hour of the journey, he would have had it up. But that's okay. That's fine. I'll let it be.
I thought he indicated that he meant like on approach to the camp, he cast it.
Yep.
I mean, it's
anything
still in
else
that
you'd
one,
like?
but yeah.
Yeah, but skill checks doesn't mean a fail in my book on a nat one.
No.
I always thought that was dumb. So, Otho, anything else other than repositioning?
No, I'm just gonna thank Nate for saving my ass there. So that's my turn.
Okay. Abe, what would you like to do?
Bonus action, cast my Manifest Mind 60 feet above my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see over that wall. And then I'm going to use my normal action to cast Vortex Warp to send Nate right about there.
Okay.
So he's at the ladder.
All right. Is he going to be on top or bottom of the
On
ladder?
top. He's going to be on the
Okay.
platform.
Okay, so you're moving Nate to there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Nate, you get warped to there.
Yeah, and as a prepared action, I only get the one attack, right?
Yep. So you drop down. And what would you like to do, Nate?
Wait, weren't we waiting for Gobx to get in?
Yeah, we were.
I'm moving as fast as my legs will carry.
We're jumping the gun, aren't we? Our entire plan is now kind
Yeah.
of out of arrangement. That should have happened after we heard screaming.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Was that a Cyntari mistake or was that an Abraham mistake?
That's a Cyntari mistake. I literally planned that out differently, and I screwed up thinking like I'm just getting my actions out as I planned them. Up to you, man. We can roll this out if you want to. I can just roll percentile dice to take it out of your hands. Heads, we rewind. Tails, we keep going.
Give me a second.
Man, that sucks. We were going to wait. Oh. Look, my follow-up was going to be epic anyways. I've got a question for the group.
Yeah.
This bugs me. 20 feet. Okay, it's that big. 20 feet. It's a little bit bigger. 20 feet. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
20 feet. Holy shit.
Yep.
That is because, as someone once stated, everything in 5th edition is squares.
Okay, so it would be like this, not along the diagonal.
Yeah.
The thing is that with the way 5th edition rules are written, you would not even make an actual circle. You would make a square and go, oh, this is within 20 feet.
Yeah, so this.
Yeah, like that would be your quote-unquote sphere. Because all of that is within 20 feet of the center. It's because they decided to do away with the whole counting differently when you do diagonally, and it breaks geometry.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, Einstein got sick and threw up everywhere.
All right, so we wouldn't do this. We would do this.
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify because that 20 feet is way different from that 20 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I have another group and I have them do it with the straight lines because...
Okay, so did we decide we're rewinding that?
I would like to, but
Okay. All right,
I would let the GM just take over and say that it does happen anyways. Abe's holding his action to do that.
Okay. All right.
When he hears screaming.
When he hears screaming. Okay. So Abe is holding his action for that. So that's been one turn. I'm assuming everybody's just waiting for Gobs.
Mm-hmm.
So Gobs, this is your second turn being invisible. Do your movement.
Dash twice.
Yeah. I can't dash twice. I can only dash once.
Okay, we'll do your movement.
Yeah. So like that, and then dash to there. Just running. Also, sounds good. Let me just get to that response for you. I just saw it now.
Okay, so that's as far. Anything else you're gonna do?
Not on my turn. No, on my turn, I'm just stopping it there.
Okay.
Because
Anybody
I'm
else doing anything until we hear screams?
No.
Just waiting. Holding
All right.
action.
So I'll just leave it right here. Gobs, turn 3. Go for it.
All right. Movement. Dash. And let's see. I think I might actually want to do something here because I am fully invisible, so no one can really see. Let's see. Do we want to do this? It's within 90 feet, which he definitely is. What type of equipment is the half-orc wearing?
Nothing too fancy. Just normal weaponry and gear.
Alrighty then.
I mean, he's got a scimitar, studded leather armor, dagger at his hip.
Go for the intimidate, the mysterious voice.
That is what I am planning. Let's see here. Yeah. I am going to be casting a spell now.
Okay.
I'm going
And you
to...
did improved invisibility on him, right? Or greater invisibility?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. Go for it.
I'm going to pull a creature from the void. I'll plop it down right next to him.
Okay.
Let me see here. Does it roll its own initiative? It shares my initiative count and takes its turn immediately after mine, so it gets a turn immediately.
Does it have a name?
I specifically haven't named them because they're supposed to just be otherworldly horrors pulled from the void. I don't know how they would look or what we would call them. I have a token for them, though.
Okay.
And I am going to select, because I have to select a type of creature I'm pulling out. I am pulling a Despair spawn. And since he's within 5 feet of it, his speed is reduced by 20 feet. As
Okay.
that thing just appears out of a hole in reality, ripping its way behind him. And it will immediately attack him. Let's
Okay.
see here. It has how many attacks? It can attack twice because the way its multi-attack works. It attacks a number of times equal to half the spell's level. The spell is 4th level, so that means 2 attacks, and it has a chilling hand. Would it have advantage because he's surprised, or?
Yes, he would definitely have advantage.
Alrighty then. That's a crit.
That hits.
That was a really bad roll, though.
12 damage.
7 plus 5, it's 12 cold damage. That is 1 attack.
Mm-hmm.
The second. 14.
That one, the second hit does. So the first hit catches him off guard. And he's like, "What the?" And the second hit comes in, and he's able to kind of parry it with the sword.
Yep. As this thing is just hovering in the air behind him. Actually,
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hover. It stands on the ground.
Okay. Anything
And
else?
he is also filled with supernatural dread, which I believe I already mentioned. There's no save against it. And that is all.
And what's that do again?
It reduces his speed by 20 feet if he starts his turn within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
It is basically the whole no escape thing.
And so as that happens, he's going to go, "The hell is this? Help!" And he just screams out. And all the guards kind of start to look over. These guards up here, next to them, they have little alarm bells and horns, and they start, as a free action, sounding the alarm. So, I will go ahead, and we're going to skip their turns now. And I'm going to say, Nate, you were still holding your action, waiting to get teleported.
Yeah.
Otho, the alarm has gone off. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take a quick look back at my teammates and say, all right, I'm gonna go.
Go get him, Tiger.
And then we're gonna start by moving a bit. And then, let me just see. Then upon myself, I shall cast a concentration spell. Boop. And it's only a bonus action. Yeah. And so I shall use my regular action to dash. There we go. That's my turn. Hello?
I'm working on multiple things here.
Ah, okay,
Okay.
fair enough.
All right, so Othokent, you move there. You cast Shield of Faith. Awesome. Okay. Abe, it is your turn.
All right. Now I got the Manifest Mind above me. I'm just going to cast the spell.
Okay. So
That's within 90 feet. That's within 90 feet, so I'm going to put him right there.
Okay, so Nate is right there. Nate,
Yeah.
as you touch down, you had your held action to do your attack.
Yep.
Okay, who you attacking?
So, which guy is doing the whole alarm thing?
All the guys up here are. They're blowing.
All
they're
of them.
blowing the
All
horns.
of them have bells.
Yeah.
What the? Okay.
Got the
Anyways,
bells on.
it was an held action. No, it wouldn't make sense to use a sharpshooter on this. Not when you're just warping in. So it's just a normal.
That
On
hits.
that guy.
That guy. All right, he takes the arrow to the upper shoulder, and it hurts him tremendously. He does not look like he's feeling too good. What the fuck? Oh! Not having a day. Abe, did you have anything else you would like to do on your turn?
As a bonus action, I would like to move my spectral mind 30 feet forward in the air above me, closer to the camp.
Okay.
I gave you a token if you wanted to mark that.
Oh, I think I know what those comments in the chat are. They're Russian bots.
Are they?
I'll take care of it.
I just realized the whole Sergey thing. Yeah, that's the thing from Russia.
Yeah, I banned one of them. If you want to ban the other one, Sen, I'd appreciate it. I think the Death R2Y is a real person.
It
but-
seems so. He's at the very least a prime member.
Yeah.
I think he was reacting to what they were writing more so than us.
Oh, what?
Well, he asked me to ban him, so he's banned.
He asked
No, I asked you to
Not-
ban the Ragnar guy, not the Death R.
Well, he's Death Rise unbanned. I was confused by your. Sorry.
Sorry, Deathray.
Apologies, comrade. So was that in poor taste?
No.
Okay.
Crying out loud.
Sorry.
No, I just exited Roll20 trying to get this Awakened Mind token in.
Oh, I'm sorry to add more work for you, bud. Sorry.
I'm back. It's fine. Why is it doing that? And oh, it did it again.
Dragging and dropping, closing your browser.
No, just stop.
Blip, blip. Blip, blop, blop.
There, it exists. You should have control over it now. Can you move it, Sen?
Yep. So it's
Alright, put
above
it-
me.
Yeah, put it where it's supposed to be.
Oh, everything's in squares, right? Okay.
Okay. All right. So those guys do not get their turn this time. All right. Cool. Nate, it is now your full turn. What would you like to do, sir?
Okay. Well, first of all, Honda's mark on this guy over here. Did you hear that?
What, did you put the mark on him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There was no reaction or any icon on him. Anyways. Gonna shoot this guy again.
Okay. That hits. He did.
And then this guy.
Oh, that's where my issue is. Oop, layer. Map layer. There we go. I knew I goofed something up. All right, and you're shooting the guy with Hunter's Mark?
Yep.
Go ahead.
And I can use sharpshooter at this, right?
If you'd like
Do I
to.
want to? Do I need to? Nah, fuck it. Just normal.
That hits.
Does mark. So 14.
And you put an arrow through his eye. He is very dead.
Awesome. And just so we have this for posterity. And Nate is gonna move on around here to, I guess, this spot.
And give me just a moment. And sort descending. Okay. All right, and you move to there. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
For now, no.
All right. It is this bandit's turn. He cannot see Nate. Alarms. Oh, goodness. I did miss more of them. Not on this layer, are they? Get them all out now. Okay. And then I need to be on this layer, and then nope. It's this one. There we go. Hold on. I'm gonna add 2 more turns. These guys are getting 1s because I say so. I don't feel like rolling more dice. Okay, so this guy, he obviously alarm going off, sees the attack, can't see you because you're down behind the parapet now. He does see you, Othokent, and you're the only person he can see, so he's going to try to shoot you with
Wait,
his
what?
crossbow.
Are you saying I jumped down? Or
Well, I mean, there's these big spiky things,
oh, okay.
right? See them? So I
Yeah.
figured,
No, I was just worried that you were saying that I had jumped down.
yeah.
Anyways.
And this kind of this to me, and you can correct me if it looks different to you. This looks like it's a ramp down, like this is a way off. So there's a
That
ladder
wasn't my
up, and then there's a
intention.
ramp. Okay. Are you wanting to make sure you're standing up high enough where they can see you?
Then I would stand there because I want
Okay.
to shoot these guys.
Okay, you want to be able to shoot them. They can see you, so they would shoot you because they haven't. They noticed you pop out of thin air and then shoot 2 of their friends, well, coworkers. And yeah, so they would shoot at you.
Yeah, I'm just crouching here. So cover. half cover or whatever. So
Yeah, you'd have partial cover. Do it this way. So that was a 7 to hit, which wouldn't hit you without the cover. And I think he only gets one attack. Let me look. Yeah, so he missed horribly. Nice. And yep, he only gets one attack. So that is the end of his turn. Where did my turn order go? All right. Gobs, it is your turn. Gobs?
Doc, you're muted.
My mic was muted. My mic was muted. Sorry about that. I'm going to move up there,
Okay.
which puts me just behind that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to form the arm into the bladed tendril. It's another word for whip. It's a whip. I can change it into any martial weapon. So I believe I would be flanking now. Actually, would be anyway because I'm invisible.
Yep, so you're going to have advantage either way.
All right, so 1 strike, 23.
That hits.
9 damage, and adding a Fear of the Small for an additional 3.
So 12 damage total.
Yes. And going to attack him again. 23 again.
That hits.
9 damage again. And an additional Fury of the Small, so now that's additional 12 for a total of 24.
The 2 attacks put together is 24. This attack is 24.
The 2 put together are 24.
Okay, I just need them one at a time. So 30 puts him there. And he is not looking too well.
All right.
He's just gonna scream, something's monsters! To arms! And he's just yelling and panicking.
Immediately after my turn, the Despair Shadow Spawn takes its turn.
Go for it.
Give me just a moment. I need to look up a thing really quick. Yeah. I do have a question. If my Shadow Spawn kills something, does that count as me killing it? It's for a feature I'm asking.
For what feature?
Accursed Spectre. This one. Which allows me to curse his soul and make him into an inter-creature as well. Literally ripping his soul from his body, making him a ghost.
I would say no.
Alright, fair enough. The Shadow Spawn will start its attack on him.
Okay.
9. Misses.
That does not hit.
I presume he still has advantage because flanking. He's within the whip range. If not, I'll just toggle it off. It was a 1 anyway. Right. Second. 12 misses as well, I believe.
Yep. He's able to parry both of those.
Alright. And that is my turn. I have no more actions. At least none that I'd care to use.
All right. It is his turn. So he's going to double-handed grip his scimitar. And he is going to take his attacks on... Or actually, he's going to pull his dagger out as well. And he's going to make 2 attacks with his scimitar and 1 with his dagger on the shadow creature.
Yep. It has 14 AC. That hits.
First attack hits. Get all of his attacks out of the way. Second one does not. That would have been the second one with the scimitar. And his last attack with the dagger also hits.
Yep.
So he does... That's not the right one. This guy. Alright, so he does 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then his second attack does... I keep clicking on the wrong one. Also does 4 points of damage. So a total of 8 points of damage between the two attacks that hit.
Oh, the jewel builder ability. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is still standing.
All right. All right. Next bandit. That is that guy. This door over here opens, and this guy runs out and goes, Captain! And he is sprinting this way, and he will get to right there. And another one is going to sprint out that door. He's also going to try to head towards the captain. I don't know why it's doing a 0.5. We'll just say he gets to there. And who's this guy? Oh. And then this door opens. And he's just going to keep going this way. Doop. And then, where's this guy? Too many bandits. Oh, that's this guy. This guy is going to pull out his little crossbow and try to shoot Nate.
And fail.
And he nat 20s it. Okay.
He anti-fails.
He's mad because the guy you just killed owed him money. So that is going to be... Boop. So 8 points of damage as you get hit with a light crossbow bolt. Othokent, it's your turn, my friend.
Great. So can I see those ne'er-do-wells up upon the ramparts?
You would be able to see this guy and at least part of this guy.
Great. I don't need to see a lot. I just need to see. For the guy that's that guy, I am going to toll the bells.
All right. And what's his
Ding
save
dong.
against that?
DC
Oh, it's
14
right there, DC
wisdom
14
save.
wisdom. He makes that save.
Well darn.
So how much does he take?
Nothing. It's a
That's
cantrip.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I can still move some. And now he knows I'm here.
What you didn't know is he's deaf. So...
Huh?
Turns the bass up because he likes to feel the vibrations.
Anyways, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Next bandit. I think that guy it's this guy. I think he would still not necessarily notice you. So I believe he will take his shot with his crossbow at Nate. Jeez, and he rolls a 19. What's the plus on that? So that's a 22 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You take 7 points of damage as you get shot with another. Is that with +2 for cover? What's your AC with the +2 for cover?
19.
19. Okay, so he still hits. Yeah. So in between two of the logs, you get caught in the back of the shoulder with another light crossbow bolt. And that's his turn. Okay, where is this guy? Okay. Boop, boop, boop. He's got to run this way and this way and this way. And then, is he going to make it out? He's going to make it out. All right, so he moves to there, and that's the end of his turn. And this guy has got to go boop, 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 boop. Doo, doo. He's going to make it to there. And then this guy, he's going to run out here. He sees the captain already getting help, so he's going to move more this way. Move to there. And then... Go back. That's that guy. That's that guy. Okay. So we're on to this guy. Gonna move there. He doesn't really know what he's going to do, so he's just going to kind of run out here. And now it's Abraham's turn.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to do this just to make things easier. And then there's no longer anything hiding in there.
Would my spectral mind be able to see over the stables?
How high up did you have it fly?
60 foot is where it's summoned.
I'll say yes. Because
So-
it's a short stable. Like, I could reach up and grab the edge. Short.
Okay, let's scare the piss out of them. Thunderball from my mind.
Okay. So, dexterity save. What's the DC?
I believe it is 16.
Nice. Come on.
We're gonna give these guys PTSD. Jesus.
Oh, jeez. What?
There's what, 4 of them getting hit?
Yep.
All right, so 2 fail and 2 nat 20'd.
Yeah, seeing that.
So roll that damage.
Your rolls tonight.
Ah, okay, it's waiting for my value input. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
That's not a fireball.
It's a thunderball!
And you got this guy too, right? This
Mhm.
guy up here?
Yep. Whatever thunder damage does to buildings. Not sonic damage, so it doesn't have that same effect, but I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
it might
thunder-
set fire to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Those 4 are dead. Very
Use-
dead.
I used my bonus action to move the mind closer, so I got nothing else except for maintaining concentration on greater invisibility.
Yeah, so with that loud crack of thunder, the remaining guys are going to start to go like, "What was that?"
Do they see the mist, the pink mist?
They see their dismembered compatriots. Yeah, coming up to help. He's going to run up there, and this guy is going to move. He's going to try to move this way to there.
Maybe the bandit life isn't all it's cracked up to be.
That's a circle.
Oh, geez, Steve! What the hell happened to Steve? Steve, are you okay? And I already moved that guy. All right, so we are back to you, and just so I can get these off the map so somebody doesn't constantly ping them at me, you can now see in these dark areas.
But no one would do that to you.
No one would be constantly annoying for no reason.
Oh, no, there's a reason. It's because you don't like me. All right, there we go. All right, Nate, it is your turn again. So the 2 next to you are dead. One of the guys who shot you is dead. The guys across the way are dead or alive and gearing up they're reloading their crossbows. You hear screaming to your south. You see more guys starting to pour out of the buildings. You do hear Othokent doing his lizard slappy feet on the ground, so you know it's Othokent running up the pathway. You don't know where Abraham is. What would you like to do?
Well, honestly, I want to get rid of these guys on the rafters. So, gonna move my Hunter's Mark to this guy up here.
Okay, so that's your bonus action.
Yep.
So
And gonna shoot him.
you successfully shoot him. You successfully shoot him in the throat. And he dies.
And then
That's
I'm
a slow,
gonna
nasty way to die.
shoot
Depends on
that
how hard
next
the throat
one.
gets hit. All right, go for it. That hits.
What is up with these rolls today? That's not like Nate.
And this one takes a severe amount of wounding, but he is still up.
Nate is having flashbacks to the attack of a certain city he had a dream about. He remembers that these guys attacked the city, and now he's really angry. That's my guess.
Although this is kind of the other way around. But yeah.
More, this is revenge for that. Because they attacked the city, and now we're attacking them.
Okay, anything else you'd like to do, sir?
No.
Gobby Gobs, it's your turn.
Simply gonna take a step up there. Change my arm's shape again.
Is that something you can do as a free action?
The same action as drawing a weapon.
Okay.
So going to change it into the arm blade, and then going to slash that guy.
Alrighty, go for it.
13 doesn't hit, I imagine.
It does not. He's able to parry it.
And second attack. 16.
Now that he knows that attack is coming from that way, he's actually going to use his reaction to increase his AC by 2 and parry that one as well. Like, I see now. I see. There's a trickster here. Randolph, stabbing the air in front of you. He yells to the guard that's right there.
Oh, he's about to have a surprise. Alrighty then. I have no further actions I can take, so it's the Shadow Spawn's turn instead.
Okay.
It attacks. I guess it would have advantage now, though, because now he knows there's a different attacker.
Yeah.
And he is being flanked.
Yeah.
Take your pick of the 13s.
Either one of them they do not hit, as he's able to use his dual wielding weapons to fend off the attack.
Second attack. 18.
That one does hit.
For 16 points of cold damage.
He is looking very rough.
Alright.
Jeez.
All right. Anything else?
No. I still have roughly 5 rounds of visibility left.
Yep, it is 5. I've been keeping track. All right. He goes, all right, enough of this. Ain't going down without taking my fair share of blood. And he's going to try to stab your creature thingy.
Alright.
And he
Miss.
does not do that with that one. He does not do it with that one. And then he's going to come back around with the dagger. And does not hit at all. So he's bleeding and partially frozen. He's having a bad day. So none of his attacks are able to land.
And he's also being weighed down by the weight of sorrow. It's what reduces
Now,
speed.
Randolph, who's standing right there, is going to do what he was told and stab the air right in front of him. So he's going to try to attack you with disadvantage.
Yep, that's perfectly fine.
He does not hit you.
Can I allow him to hit?
No. I'm going to say no on that. It's not the same as like you would have to dodge into his weapon. Because Randolph is just confused. He's just swinging his sword wildly.
Fair enough.
So, all right. So he's done. That's his entire turn. Which one is this? It's this guy. he's going to run over and be confused as he tries to step into your square, trips over you, and falls that way. And then stands up. It's like, wait, there's nothing there. What did I fall on? I don't know. Captain's upset about something. Captain looks bad. That's the entirety of their conversation. Now, this guy is going to do the responsible thing and reload his crossbow and shoot at Nate.
Responsible thing. I think it's bad for his health.
Well, I'm laughing because they only roll well when they're shooting at Nate.
Yeah.
So that's 5 points of damage as you take yet another crossbow bolt to the chest.
Pincushion Nate.
Yep.
Ow.
Othokent, it is your turn again. What would you like to do?
Alrighty
Othokent?
then. So, considering one of them is bloodied and Nate deals a whole boatload of damage more than I do, I guess I can try and finish him off. Ding dong. Die, please. Wow!
Whoa.
Oof.
So if he wasn't hurt, he would have taken 5.
No,
Which-
if he
was hurt.
takes 5 because he
He
is hurt.
takes 5. Okay, good. Because if he wasn't hurt, it wouldn't have killed him.
Well, yeah.
But well, no, I'm saying 2 damage wasn't enough to kill him. 5 is.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
So this guy goes bye-bye.
Alright, I'm gonna keep moving forwards. When I get here, I'm going to ask Nate, how you holding up, Nate?
I'm all good. Keep going.
Alright. And that's the last of my movement.
All right. This bandit goes, dragon!
Draw!
And does a 16 hit you?
Nope.
Let me double check. Oh, no, that'd be an 18. I apologize.
Still not enough.
All right, so crossbow bolt skips off the back of your spiny scales.
Weak.
All right, where's this guy? He goes, did I hear dragon? And he's going to take off running. He's like, oh, geez, what happened to Steve? He's just going to keep moving. And gets to there. And that's his turn. And then it's this guy's turn. And he sees Captain having a rough time. So he's going to run over to the Captain. Captain, what's going on? I don't know. Just stab stuff. All right. And that's the end of his turn. Abe, it is your turn.
Thinking. It's a lot changed since I last reviewed. Bonus action to move the spectral mind south. Now there. Can I do that level of damage at this level? Or I mean that type of damage at this level?
Now, he can't move more than 60 feet away from you. Or no, 300.
300 feet.
300 feet. I saw that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I think I now have... Alright, well we're just going to see what happens. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray through the Spectral Mind to hit the bandits around Milla.
Okay.
So 60 feet up, angled down, hitting the 3 non-half-orc bandits.
Okay.
I was looking to see what kind of damage I could do. Does that do any damage? I can do that. I'm going to be sillier and shit and make it deal bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
You're throwing hammers.
I have Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, and it says bludgeoning in it, so if it has that word in it, I can transpose that damage onto any spell at that level. Yeah, so... I have to roll 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm. That hits. That hits. That hits.
Yeah, to ignore the fire, it's bludgeoning damage. I'm punching them from range.
Like flying rocky hands, cut
Mhm.
off Rayman style.
Exactly, yeah. Little spectral fists are flying towards them, punching them in the face.
So, Gobs, you see all 3 of the other guys that have run up get hit with these kinetic mind bullets, almost. The 2 on either side of you both take a very hard hit. You hear bones crunching. The guy to your left actually has a small hole in his chest cavity from whatever hit him. And the guy that's in front of you to your left, next to the captain, he gets hit, but it's not as direct of a hit. So he's hurt, but not in terrible shape yet. Anything else you'd like to do, Abe?
I can't do anything else. My move action have been used up.
Alright.
Or action and bonus action.
Alright, this guy is going to go a dragon, and he's going to move to here, and he's going to try to shoot Othokent with a crossbow. And that is a 22. Does that hit?
Yeah, that does hit.
For 5 points of damage, you get shot with the crossbow.
All right. Let us see my save. My save is good. I keep Shield of Faith.
This bandit's going to move up to here, and he's going to shoot at the dragon as well. And he's going to miss horribly because he's scared of dragons.
Rawr.
And then this guy is going to step out a little bit further so he gets a better shot at the dragon. And that is an 18.
Still not enough.
All right. It's like, oh, it's really tough. And now it's Nate's turn.
Yep. Well, let's continue. Gonna shoot this guy.
Are you moving Hunter's Mark?
Sure.
That hits.
Wow, Hunter's Mark is really paying off this time. For once.
Nice.
He is dead. Yeah, he wouldn't have died if you didn't have Hunter's Mark on him.
And then I guess just this guy here.
Okay, go for it.
He has been shooting you.
It's all good. No.
That hits.
What? Okay.
Jeez. Oh, because you hit him with sharpshooter. Yeah, he's very dead.
Yeah, Nate is just gonna be standing there still.
All right, anything else?
No.
Awesome. Good job. Gobs, it's your turn.
Yeah, there's a lot of people around me.
Mm-hmm. And you don't like most of them.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm going to attack the captain again.
Okay.
Still advantage because flanking.
Mm-hmm.
That misses, I
That
imagine.
does not hit. Nope.
second attack.
That one does. That one hits.
For that, plus an additional 3 from Fury of the Small.
All right, and the captain goes down.
Right. I'm going to do this in a specific way. I'm going to to basically do the whole cut off his head thing. Reach for the head and pull out his soul along with the head, creating an accursed spectre in his space because I killed him. That thing. Do you want me to just do that? Have it act on my turn as well? Or do you want me to roll for it?
No, we'll have it act at the end of your turn.
Yeah, because
Just
that
make
is.
it easier.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So the others see that his head is torn from his body and that thing is pulled out of it.
It says it has its own turn, though.
It does say that. It's just for ease
It's
of
just the
use.
easier.
Oh, I noted. Noted.
All right. I'm gonna have it act after the shadow spawn, so they get in the order they were summoned.
Okay,
Also because that's easier for me.
sure.
I have nothing else I can do on my turn, so moving on to the shadow spawn's turn. It is going to move to there. It is now affecting both of those guys with its slow effect, and it's going to attack the guy in the bottom.
Okay.
And it is
That hits.
flanking with the Spectre for 16 points of cold damage.
He dead.
It's going to move before taking its second attack.
Okay.
24.
That hits.
17 points of cold damage.
He's also dead.
And it has 2 feet of movement left. No, it has more. It has 15. Because they have 40 feet of movement. It's moving to there.
Okay.
And that is its turn. Now it's the guard captain's spirit's turn, which I imagine is wailing and pain and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has sunlight sensitivity, but he is flanking.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a normal attack on one of his own men.
Yep. That hits.
19. He takes 14 points of necrotic damage.
He's dead.
When it turns over, can I yell out? I know it's technically their turn.
Sure.
Going to yell as loud as I can. Throw down your weapon, surrender, or share their fate!
Okay. Give me an intimidate.
24.
All right.
That's not supposed to be with advantage.
That's fine. Okay. Othokent, it's your turn.
So, considering the statement that was just made, I'm going to hold my action to toll the bell on any idiot that does not surrender.
Okay. All right. This bandit. He is just going to look back, see that, and then he's going to try to run away. He will run to there.
Straight into Abraham.
Speaking of which, Abraham, it's your turn.
Abraham did not hear the command.
Well,
ran
running away is not surrendering, but still.
I have two eyes and ears inside
up,
this cape. Inside the
That's
camp.
up to you. If you want to toll him because he's choosing to run away rather than surrender, that's up to you.
I personally don't feel Othokent would kill a running man, but I wouldn't put it past Abraham.
Hi, Abraham, it's your turn.
The spectral mind can tell me there's a free action, what's going on up there. It's free action, no action required. But if I want to see through its eyes, I have to choose to, I believe. No, maybe not. Just a different wording. Okay. So I can no longer cast the Spectral Mind today. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 feet. Move up to there. Measuring. A moment. So the command was given for them to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Otho watched. Did Otho say anything? Or were you just holding action, Otho? Did you say something?
He's
I
just
am
holding his
only
action.
I'm holding my action.
So the order were given to the surrender, and this guy's running. He gets a magic missile. The running man.
Just the one. Okay.
I believe you were told to surrender! As he takes 8 points of damage.
Yep. He's very badly injured, but not dead.
Nope. So surrender! And that'll be my turn. Unless you need me to roll something for that yelling.
Mm-mm.
And I'm sure these guys would have seen magic bolts whip in and hit that guy. And that's it.
Just a second. Okay, let's see. So that's this bandit. He's going to panic and he's going to run this way. This guy is going to panic and run back in here and shut the door behind him. Did I do the wrong one? Oh, no. And this guy, he's also going to panic and run this way to there. And now we are back to your turn, sir.
Okie dokie. So I don't actually see anyone currently. Oh wait,
You
I
would
see this
probably
guy.
you see that guy, and you'd probably see this guy.
Okay. Well, and this guy is just running.
Yeah, and he just got messed up pretty bad by Abraham.
And Abraham yelled at him to, again, surrender and stop running.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay, go for
Move the hunter's mark.
it. It hits.
Wow. No.
Very badly wounded, but still alive.
Sure, follow-up shot. Why not?
Hits.
And Nate is gonna move on down. Turn.
Gobs, it's your turn. How long does your little army last?
So this guy here, the Shadow Spawn, lasts for an hour. The other guy here, the Spectre, lasts until I take a rest. At which point he departs to the afterlife. Or, as we discussed, he gets consumed by the void. Is this here a door that's closed?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, before moving on, leader guy, go stop your pal that ran inside. You, go ram those down. And I'm gonna walk towards the door.
Okay.
I command them mentally, but it's cool to do that. Can I try and open the door?
Sure.
I'll do that.
It opens.
How many more rounds of invisibility do you have?
He has 2.
Okay.
Just waiting to see what's inside. Alright. I can't see other... I'm going to be taking 2 steps inside to there. Do I see any other doors here? I'm not sure what's a door and what's a wall right now.
Door.
Okay, thank you.
With the right equipment, all walls can be doors.
Alright. Moving on to the Shadow Spawn. It's going to start running up towards those guys as it was commanded to. That is one move. It is then going to dash. It gets to there. They have 40 feet of movement. No, that was the wrong one I moved. My bad. That is the commander. It's supposed to be the other guy. It's still going to be more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it can't do anything because it just ran, but now he's slowed by 20.
Mm-hmm.
This thing over here has 50 feet of movement speed and incorporeal movement, so it can go through walls. And it was just told to run over and stop him.
Yep.
So it'll go to there, then take it to dash, and manifest inside the place.
Yeah, you would hear muffled screaming from inside that building.
As the ghost of his former commander pulls itself through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like incorporeally, because it can speak any language he knew. Oh, it can't speak, it can just understand any language. Never mind.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think I've horrified the people enough.
Mm-hmm. Othokent.
Alright, so are all the good people surrendering?
They look like they're all running away.
That's disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not surrendering, but they are panicked and fleeing.
Though it seems like everyone else has that covered. Don't think they need my help for covering that. Well, I'm just gonna keep moving then. And try and see if I can help locate these prisoners they're supposed to be having somewhere. Gotta use my action to dash, and that is my turn.
All right. This guy is going to try to climb this wall, but he is very hurt. So let's see how good he does. He jumps and grabs the spike, and whenever he goes to pull himself over, he accidentally impales himself.
Yeesh.
And he's dead.
Oh, poor guy. That's a rough way to go.
Hey, but it's your turn now.
Did you witness that absolute display of incompetence?
And yeah, I'm just picturing it like he got a little twig and he pushed off of it to try to get over, and it snapped. So it wouldn't have been like in the chest; it would have been like in the lower abdomen, wherever he fell on it. Yeah.
I imagine he's not even dead yet. He's just bleeding out right now.
Well, he was really hurt beforehand, so
Abe
just the
double
shock
moved up.
was enough.
Abe double moved.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, so let's do this for time's sake. Are you gonna let any of these guys get away? Or are you gonna, like the guys who are fleeing? Are you gonna shoot them? Who's doing what?
Abe is going to execute anybody that tries to come down this ramp. And
Okay,
doesn't just immediately throw their hands up at the side of him or at his display of force and surrender at his feet.
All right, so the only one that could potentially get away is this guy. He's gonna, on his turn, he's gonna try to climb the wall. Obviously, Nate, you're gonna be able to get around the corner and catch him before he does that. If you see him climbing the wall, are you gonna deal with him? Or are you gonna let him go?
Nate is not inherently murderous.
Okay, well that's why I'm asking. So he still has his weapons and he's fleeing and he's gonna try to climb that wall.
Kill him unless his party members are giving other intentions known.
Hello?
Sorry, wife was talking to me. What was the question? So so let me rephrase. So like I know this guy down here is gonna die. That's in the building. I'm assuming your shade is going to kill the one that's right next to him because these guys have very little health.
Unless they throw down their weapons and surrender, they will be killed. Yes.
He would have tried to run. He would not have thrown down his weapons, and he would have failed miserably at running because of the nature of things.
Yes, and it would have then given chase to the other guy. It has 40 feet of movement.
Yeah, so even if that guy got over the fence, you would have seen his little ghastly thing go get him.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's a spirit of despair. It is going to inflict that.
So let's go ahead and drop out of initiative.
So you're actually so to clarify, that thing's going to be hunted down even though if he makes it over the wall.
If he makes it over the wall, he's going to be hunted down by something shady running after him in the woods that's just slightly faster.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's not going to make it. All right. So I'm going to make this last little bit easy because of time. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal some things. So you would have gone through here. This is his house. You would have eventually found the hidden door that would lead you up to his treasure cave. And then as you continue to search for everything, you guys would have found the back cave area hidden behind that brush. Yep. And this is where the hostages were. So you're able to get them out.
Oh, and crow's cages even. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep. So the little boys would have been in those.
You missed this one over here.
I believe the Spectre would know anything the Commander knew in life, so could it guide us as we're going through? Just really creepily show us where they were?
Yeah. So, real quick, loot. So, obviously, you free the people. Here.
Oh, they're loot too. Okay. Well, all right.
Well,
so adding people to the loot.
I'll add them to the rations list, don't you worry.
All right, good on you, man.
All right, sound scream code.
Jeez, I don't want you to have that, but I'm gonna leave it because it rolled it. Lord, of all the people to give this to.
Staff of the Archmage.
Oh no.
I have no idea. Probably some sort of Vorpal sword for Milla.
That would be a nasty thing.
Come on, give me something good.
Oh yeah, how did the rest of you like the squad?
It's a good one.
Come on.
I enjoyed Drone Strike.
Drone Strike was fun and very effective.
Okay, so up in the treasure vault area, you find. Is somebody ready for all of this?
Are you entering it, John, or do you want me to?
You go ahead.
Okay. I just didn't want if you were also doing it because, overlap.
Good.
Of course.
Okay, are we talking riches or items right now? Because I have different sections for them.
Riches first, then items.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so 6,437 gold in various coinages.
6,407?
37.
37.
Mm-hmm.
Just assorted coins or gold specifically.
Yeah, I could give them to you specifically if you really want.
No, if it's already, just say assorted coins.
That's fine.
Ask coins, gotcha.
Yep.
As coins.
You find 7 gemstones worth 10 gold each.
Yep.
5 gemstones worth 50 gold pieces each.
Yep.
10 gemstones worth 100 gold each.
Yep.
5 art pieces worth 25 gold each. You find a stuffed mountain lion.
Stuffed cougar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Stuffed mountain lion.
Yep. A kneeling bench.
Praying bench.
Mm-hmm. Several embroidered throw pillows with little baby dragons on them. A cask containing very fancy wine.
Not so fast.
Something. Oh, sorry.
Casks of wine. How many casks?
One giant one. It's 65 gallons. It's a large cask of expensive wine. You find a chest full of hundreds of thousands of fake gold coins. So they're gilded lead coins. As far as magical stuff, let me know when we're ready.
Yeah.
Number 1, there is a drift globe.
A what? Cool.
Drift globe.
Yep.
There is a singular potion. It's a potion of giant strength.
Which kind of giant?
Hill giant.
Yep.
There is a wand of secrets.
Yep.
I'm going to say this one wrong. Ketom's ointment.
I'm gonna ask you to write that one out because I have no idea how to write that. If you don't mind.
Ketoms? Ketoms?
Nice. That's a good one.
I have no idea what that thing does, but sure.
When applied to the skin or swallowed, the creature regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Oh, and somebody roll a d4 for me.
Can do.
It has 5 applications. Next, there's a scroll case that has 2 scrolls in it. The first one is Ice Storm.
Okay.
Ice Storm in 1 word or 2 words?
2 words, Ice Storm.
All right.
The second one is the one I don't want to give him, but I'm going to anyways because it rolled it. There's also a scroll of simulacrum.
Yeah, okay, I can see why. We need several Abrahams.
I'm the real me. No, I'm the real me.
I know the
What
solution to
happens
the
if we
situation.
use
More
it on
Abraham.
Milla?
More Milla. So you sure you want that?
It's level 7.
I mean,
so
what happens with the arm?
That's actually a good question.
What happens with the what?
We double the void.
I mean, it is a part of her. I think we'll just make a copy that's not connected to the actual void.
what if I just copy the void itself?
Don't do that. Don't. Wait, no. That would be dividing by 0. That's not dividing. That's multiplying. I think you'll be fine.
There is a brooch of shielding.
Ooh.
Who wants immune to magic missile?
Funny, the loot roller I'm using has all kinds of weird stuff in it. And it tried to give you a +3 anti-material rifle. No. No.
No.
Give it here. I can put ranged weapons into my arm. That is a part of the improved pack weapon. Give it. The problem is going to be finding ammo, I imagine.
If it comes with a magazine, that's all you really need to solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
Let me introduce you to a little invention of the 21st century.
And a staff of healing.
Hey, Otho, do you want a staff of healing?
Yeah.
Thought so.
And you're able to find everybody. They're a little exhausted and a little emaciated because they haven't been fed well. They're dirty and all that kind of stuff. So I assume that the rest of the day will probably be taken up of Otho checking over everybody, getting everybody out, getting them fed, and getting the wagons ready to return back to the village. Is there anything else anybody else would like to do?
Just a few notes. Once we start getting them out, I'm gonna take the Shadow Spawn and put it back in the void. I'm gonna stop concentrating on the spell.
Sure.
Because they don't need to see that.
Yeah.
As for the ghost. Sorry, you were saying?
I was also going to assume that either you or Nate would do something about taking the bodies out of view.
Yeah, I imagine so. You know, just getting them stacked up on a big old bonfire or something.
Yeah.
Or burying them somewhere. As for the ghost of the commander, I mean, he's gonna stick around until I take a long rest.
Yeah, but you could have him go not right next to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him go hide somewhere. I have a feeling that Oath is gonna want words after this.
Yeah, that's we'll deal with that. So I think that's where we'll go ahead and end the session as you guys finish cleaning up everything. And we'll have those remaining conversations next time.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. I hope you guys. Who did we lose? Oh, that's why my brain's not working. But yeah, so as always, I appreciate you guys showing up to play, and for anybody who's watching, we appreciate you following along with us. But that is the end, folks, and we will see you all next time.
Thank you. Bye.